and I don't want to go anywhere. So I don't know whether to stay back. But then I think about you guys, and go, "Well, weather is good."
I still have it.
And you're leaving. You're going away. I don't understand. I don't even know I gotta run over to see my sister. Change down what they so that he can get an airplane ticket to come on.
Yeah.
I think there was something
Spread out that thing. Oh. So this is my microphone.
And I'm like, what? I'll wait out here. So it's like, it's not easy. So I'm trying to find out more.
It's like one six nine, 18 down. And all these things are absolutely everything.
This much.
50-50, John. They were
This one's turned out more. I was looking for like special commentary that I usually have. The spiel about the Hi, John. Okay. Oh, okay. Good. 2 words. Oh, yeah.
Now I can have it in case.
Only the old guys get it though. Exactly.
Oh, Josh is president. Josh is president. That's how we did it. Good, good. I didn't realize that. I just knew when someone told me that they were thinking about it. And was like, hey, let me pass it. There we go. Josh doing the tech thing. Josh doing the tech thing. Yeah, just wait. You said, I'm just gonna say so. Yeah. That's simplest. This is like a toy. Oh yeah. Is Benji recording? Okay. All right. So we will call this meeting of the Palmer City Council to order, September 10th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Just a reminder, everyone, please silence your cell phones while I'm saying that. Madam Clerk, if you could call the roll, please.
Deputy Mayor Anzalotti. Councilmember Cooper.
Present.
Councilmember Best.
Here.
Councilmember Tudor.
Here.
Mayor Carrington.
Here.
Councilmember Moline. Councilmember Alcantara.
Here. And so Councilmember Moline basically texted in sick, and Councilmember, or Deputy Mayor Anzalotti is out of state and was afraid that her connection wouldn't necessarily support Zoom, so we're down to that. So, And those, oh yes, thank you. And we'll, unless there's objection, we will call those excused absences. All right, and Yuko, can you start us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Do you know how to do that? Help her out, Carla.
Say, no, I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we have approval of the agenda. What's the wishes of the council? Move to approve. Second. All right. There's a consent agenda. Those things will be automatically approved unless we pull them out. Is there any wish to change the agenda? Madam Clerk, if you could call the roll, please.
Councilmember Best.
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper.
Yes.
Councilmember Tudor.
Yes.
Mayor Carrington.
Yes.
Councilmember Alcantra.
Yes.
Unanimous.
All right. And that also includes approval of the minutes from our previous meeting, August 27th. I don't see any elected officials or board commission members. Well, never mind. So, hi, Linda. Linda's on our planning and zoning, but I don't think she's here for that. So next we have Seroma Sister School Delegation. So Carla.
And everybody.
And everybody, please get down. There is a mic there, so if you want to pass it.
We're gonna have to pass it down. So
Okay.
you get to hear from. You saw us before we all went to Seroma, and so we'll kind of line up with middle school all the way to high school. So we'll kind of並びましょう. So we'll have the. We can come around. Let's let Sensei. Down this way. Coach. Takumi Sensei, more. They come.
Right. Video, huh?
こんばんは、皆さん。Good evening. Like I said, so Kara Suikudes, my name is Carla Swick. We saw you right before we were taking off, and I'm super excited that this time there was a council meeting while they are here, because sometimes that doesn't really mesh up, but this time it worked. So you're going to get to hear our students who you help support go over. They could talk for hours and hours, but they won't. I said just share a couple little highlights, so you got to hear that, and then you'll get to meet. We have one Seroma student who is sick right now it's the flu season, but she is feeling better, Hanae. She'll be in school tomorrow, but we wanted to make sure she's 100% tomorrow. But this is my joy, is seeing all of these students here in Palmer at City Council, and I think it was our mayor who said this program really is our youth, and that was George Carton's vision in the beginning, was something for our youth, and I think it is a program that gives them wings. It helps plant seeds that are realized right here in high school, and then sometimes that's when they're 25 or when they're 30 and they have those, or 45 or 60 and they have those aha moments. My highlight of Seroma, I would just say, is seeing students get to experience our sister city through their eyes. So it's through their fresh eyes. Yuko-san and I were talking, I think with this exchange right now, the kids going over and now the kids coming back, and then last year, so we've had 2 delegations now post-COVID. I think we have gone over 800 citizens since 1980 who have visited our 2 cities, and for that is pretty amazing. That is, I think, just one of the great gifts of our town, of our city. So I'll let the students share it in their words now. So, domo arigatou gozaimashita.
Konbanwa minasan. Watashi no namae wa Billy desu. Good evening, everyone. My name is Billy, and I was one of the delegates that went to Japan. My favorite part of the 2 weeks in Japan was hanging out with my host family and eating barbecue with them.
They want to get you on camera. This is,
so that they can see the camera.
that's live streamed.
My favorite part about Japan was eating barbecue with my host family and shooting off fireworks. I loved hanging out with everyone. It's a really big family. There's the Oba-chan, which is the grandma, Oji-chan, which is the grandpa, Oka-san, which is the mom, and Oto-san, which is the dad. Then there was the 4 siblings, the eldest son, Ren, the eldest sister, Riko, the middle sister, Ria, and the youngest sister, Ruchan. My favorite part about the school was hanging out with all my new classmates. All of them were very kind and generous in helping me get through school. I loved making friends. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ren. I'm 14 years old. My hobby is playing basketball and watching anime. My favorite NBA basketball player is Steph Curry. He is a play for the Warriors. My favorite anime is Jujutsu Kaisen and Kaiju number 8. During my stay in Burma, I want to eat moose meat. Thank you for listening.
Konbanwa minasan. Watashi no namae wa Dallin desu. Good evening, my name is Dallin, and I was another one of the delegates for Palmer to Saroma exchange. I think one of my favorite parts of it was really just hanging out with my family and everybody there. And then at school, I really just liked to hang out with everyone during lunch. After lunch, we would go play basketball. I think that was really cool to just see everyone, talk to them. Also, every year, they do a sports festival where they just have a bunch of kids do a lot of different sports. I got to compete in the track. I think that was really fun. Domo arigato.
Hello, my name is Koki, 13 years old. My birthday is January 17th. My hobby is watching movie. I like MCU. I want to do in stay in Burma is eat meat. Thank you.
Konbanwa minasan. My name is Hazel, and I was also one of the delegates who went to Japan. My favorite part about Japan was... Hold on, it was awesome the entire time. Probably going to the zoo. I got to see a bunch of new animals and a capybara. Those are awesome. And my favorite part about school was probably their lunches. And they also don't move classrooms, so you can't be late. Their lunches were all homemade by the students, and the students would serve them to the other students, and they would all do the dishes together. I thought that was really cool. Thank you for listening.
Hello, my name is Inya. I'm 50 years old. My hobby is playing volleyball and sleeping. I play volleyball for 5 years. My favorite anime is Haikyuu and My Hero Academia. During my stay in Parma, I want to go to shopping for treating. Thank you for listening.
こんばんは、皆さん。私の名前はジェリンです。Good evening, everyone. My name is Jaden, and I was also one of the delegates that went to Sarama, Japan. And while I was there, one of my favorite things that I did was we would go around to a whole bunch of elementary schools and say hi. And my favorite part was when they would do the traditional dances for us and when we would eat lunch with them and just hang out with them. But before we would eat lunch, we would play this game called Typhoon. And the best way I can describe it is that there would be 4 type of things, like for one, Soroma beef. And on the top, was it a number? I don't remember. But you would go Soroma, I think it was anime characters. Gaku? Is that one of them? It would be like Soroma beef, and Gaku would be this, like, kind of like battleships, and whatever you got, you would get as many points, and if you got a Typhoon, whoever had the most points, you could switch. And one of my also favorite thing that I did there was during school, actually after school, I played volleyball in practice with the volleyball team, and me and Hazel both got a shirt that says Soroma Volleyball, and yeah, thank you.
Hello, my name is Alisa. I'm 13 years old. I like Pokemon. My favorite is Eevee. My hobby is playing the game. I want to be a baker because I like eating and making sweets. During my stay in Parma, I want to go to shopping for presents and hiking. Thank you for listening.
こんばんは、皆さん。I have the pleasure of hosting Takumi Sensei. I took him to Moose Range, hopeful to find a moose, but we found swans instead. And at the potluck, he got to try some moose meat. Everybody got to try some moose meat. We plan on going ziplining and fishing. We're gonna try to do it all. So, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Takumi Inamura. I'm English teaching for Sarama High School, and I started working at Sarama High School this year. And my school principal said to me, like, you will go to Alaska this year. And I was so surprised, and I was so excited at the same time. And yeah, and Miss Michelle and her family is hosting me, and they took me to everywhere, and I have already experienced a lot. Like, I went to cycling around the lake, and I went to forwarding, and I had a fire outside, and I ate a lot American food. Yeah, so it's honored to be here as a member of the delegation, and I hope this traditional relationship will keep going forever. Thank you.
こんばんは、皆さん。私の名前は Emily です。Hello everyone, my name is Emily. I was part of the Saroma delegation and I absolutely loved it in Saroma. With my host family, luckily I was able to be there during Yuzu's birthday, so I got to celebrate her birthday with her. We had a birthday party and all her friends came over and we played with little sparklers and it was super fun. We even had like a water balloon fight. At school, I really loved their gym class. They actually have like gym tests, which was really cool to see. And after school, we would hang out in the gym and play badminton with each other. And it was really fun. We got to play basketball with the basketball team once. So I really enjoyed my stay in Saroma. Thank you for listening. Oh, and this is my host sister, Yuzu. I have to add one thing, Emily. So they all got to try moose chili, but what you might not know is, was it a week ago? That moose was harvested by Emily. Was that your first moose? Let's give that a hand.
Hello, my name is Yusa. Please call me Yuzu. I'm 16 years old. My hobbies are drawing pictures and listening to songs. My favorite singer is Fujikaze. What I want to do in Panama is feel the beautiful nature and have fun with my host family. Thank you.
こんばんは、皆さん。私の名前はジョイです。Good evening, everyone. My name is Joy. My favorite thing about being in Soroma at school was the guitar lessons we got to take. We learned a popular Japanese song called Cherry. We learned some chords on it for the guitar, and that was super fun. And then with my family, I thought it was fun to just hang out with them and go on outings. We went to Obihiro, which is the sister city of Seward, where we went to a zoo, and it was super fun. But I also just loved being part of their family for those 2 weeks, and especially waking up at like 4 in the morning to the sound of cows, which I learned was one of the main agricultural products that Soroma has. So that was super, super fun. And this is my host sister, Sara.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm 16 years old. My hobby is sports and movie. I like to watching and play sports. My family is dairy farmer. I have a lot of animals in my house. My dream in my Panama, I want to go shopping and take all kinds of pictures. My dream is to be caretaker in the future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nanaho. Please call me Nana. I'm 16 years old. My hobby is listening to music and shopping. I want the beauty industry that uses English in the future. I want to see moose and hopefully northern lights in Panama. I want to play card games and maybe talk about each other's culture with my host family. Thank you for listening.
こんばんは、皆さん。こんばんは。私の名前は Alder です。My favorite part about staying in Soroma was going to school, and I loved to take the cooking class, and we got to make gyoza and dumplings and some mushroom soup, and it was really good. And then my favorite part of like the community outing was we got to go biking along Soroma Lake, and we got to go to the beach and see the Ohotsk Sea, and that was just gorgeous. And then during my stay with my host family, I got to go ziplining with my host sister, and it was really scary, but because I did it with her, it was really fun. And my host sister is sick today, so thank you.
Good evening. My name is Masanori. Please call me Masa. I came to Panama last year for 2 weeks. I went to Panama Junior Middle School. I loved it. So I want to come back to Panama. Now I am an exchange student. My great-grandfather came to Panama. My grandfather worked at Saroma City Hall for Sister City program. Ooh. Also, my mother came to Parma. Parma is my history, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
こんばんは、皆さん。My name is Kana. I'm a staff of Saloma School Education or School Board of Education, and this is first time to visit Parma for me. And first time I was just 12 years old, and I was a member of the education that day. And I come back here as a staff of this program, and my first visit to Parma was made me so many influence on my life, because I could realize how big is this world and my possibility to do anything I want. And this is very important to Saloma children, because Saloma is such a very, very small town, and we don't really know how big is this world. So these students I think they will feel same. So I'm really appreciate your support for this program. I'm very enjoying staying with Mackenzie, and she bring me to the Ale House last Friday, and then Parma Bar. And that was my new side of Parma. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Thank you. こんばんは、皆さん。My name is Mackenzie Moore, and I'm a teacher at Palmer High School and apparently a purveyor of Palmer's nightlife. Nothing but authentic experiences when you come visit me. I was very fortunate to chaperone the trip for these really remarkable delegates, and I'm going to start by complimenting them because you guys invested so much into them in the opportunity to go. Our first day in Tokyo, I was walking with a student who, she wanted to get some coffee, and she was very, very anxious about having to order in Japanese. We got there, and she was talking herself through it, and the person in front of us ordered in English, so I turned to her and said, "It's okay, you can order in English," and she turned to me and said, "No, I'm going to use my Japanese," and she did. And I did not, because I don't speak very much. I speak more now, but I didn't at the time. But she spoke Japanese and embraced the challenge, and when we arrived at Roma, it just continued from there. All of these young people up here were really wonderful about jumping into situations that might be uncomfortable, but finding the beauty inside of them and embracing the exchange process. For me, it was a remarkable experience to be able to go and see a world that was both unfamiliar in superficial ways and profoundly familiar in really important internal ways. The food was delicious, or oishi, which I did learn some Japanese, and the people were warm-hearted and welcoming. The scenery was beautiful, and the schools were exciting and really fun to go tour. As someone who works in a school, it's fascinating to be able to enter into a different environment and see how things are done differently, but also to notice the overlap between our cultures. Kids are kids, and it was so fun to see, as we took in the classroom structure, they're not moving classes, they're doing this different, they're doing that different, but also they're having fun and they're talking with each other and they're learning each other's culture, and it's truly an exchange experience, and it was really a wonderful thing to be a part of. So we're so grateful for the opportunity and for all the support that the board or the city council has given. And we're really, really excited to return the hospitality to our Roma delegates as well. So thank you so much, and yes, I hope we will see you guys around, I'm sure. Konbanwa, minasan. Good evening, everyone. I don't know what to say about watching that world. It was my first year at City Hall to see Mayor Carte first visit to Roma. And Kelsey was my first exchange student from Palm High 37 years ago. And I came to Palmer with Master's great-grandfather. It was the 100th anniversary of the Hatcher Pass gold mining, and I worked with his grandfather, and I taught his mother when she was junior high school. So it's a long history. I think I'm the most know about Palmer and experience with Palmer. And also, I think I love Palmer the most in Sonoma. I know that, I have to pass down this knowledge to the next generation. I want to, and also love to the next generations. So thank you very much to have such an honor to invite us here and give us the opportunity to see and what we are and their experiences in Sonoma. And we also have one important mission from Sonoma, and we have that letter of Sonoma and to you guys, and Kana Sawai will read that. Yes. Okay. Dear Mayor Steve Carrington, in October 1980, Palmer and Sonoma forged a meaningful sister city relationship, and in 2025, we will celebrate 45 years of this cherished bond. Over these decades, our friendship has gone through numerous exchanges, enriching both our communities and contributing to our mutual development. Learning about each other's cultures has been immensely beneficial for the residents of Sonoma, underscoring the true value of our partnership. I want to express my deepest gratitude to you and the City Council for your unwavering support and dedication to this relationship. Whilst the recent pandemic necessitated a pause in our exchanges, the resilience and commitment of both our communities have helped us overcome these challenges. Now, with the worst of the pandemic behind us, we are thrilled to resume our exchanges and look forward to celebrating the 45th anniversary in Sonoma in 2025. Even during difficult times, our bond has remained strong. We are confident that this partnership will continue to thrive for many years to come, and we eagerly anticipate deepening our connection through future exchanges. The people of Sonoma are eagerly awaiting the 45th anniversary celebration and are looking forward to your visit with great anticipation. Warm regards, Harutomo Takeda, Mayor of Sonoma. Thank you.
Do you want to take some pictures? How do you want to do that? Yeah. Should we take a little break while we figure this out? Okay. All right. That easy.
We could do middle school on the, not on the floor, but maybe kneeling, I don't know. Maybe we all want to be in it.
Yeah, like I think.
I don't, or maybe like some.
Yes, face time. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so right here. Okay. Okay. So you think if we have like a back row here, and then leave some spaces so we have our council members, and then, or they could come. You guys want to come in? Yeah, maybe come in. Yeah, let's have them come in. If you are tall, taller people jump in the back and we'll put some councilmen in between you. Yes. And we'll have this woman and we'll say,
Put one more on this side.
You guys aren't doing it like that, are you?
nice. Yeah, and then how about, oh, you two need to be in there, these two need to be in there. Oh, yeah, I photo. Hannah and you, so you have to be in here. I'll go right here. If someone is behind someone's head, can you tell that it's,
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we got one more. Oh, there's mom. Sorry. 10 more. Just keep smiling.
Smile and wait. You have a weird smile.
All the little eyes are looking everywhere.
One more thing. All of this has been put on a video. So each one of you is speaking here. That video is live right now, but it will also be up on our YouTube channel. So you can look at it and see the whole thing, including this gathering. Okay.
Hey, Carla. So we still need the delegation here.
Okay.
So,
let's see, Saroma delegation, if you will please come and stay up, and, the students from Saroma. Yes.
so, oh yeah,
Honorary citizen.
it's short. So I'll read one of these. It's a certificate of honorary. Okay, take two. This is a certificate of honorary citizenship. On behalf of the citizens of Palmer, I, as mayor of the city of Palmer, am privileged to present the certificate and confer the titles of honorary citizen and goodwill ambassador to the city of Palmer upon, and then it's each of the names, which you better help hand these out.
Yeah, this is 名誉市民、そして友好大使の称号が皆様に贈られます。
So like this one is for, is it Arisa?
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 Arisa? Yes.
Huh? There you go. And Ren?
Ren?
Yes, sir.
Shake hands, hold it up.
Well, I was going to try to get all of them, but okay.
And Koki?
Koki, there you go.
Thank you.
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
we'll get a picture of each.
Yeah.
Rian?
Rian? You're welcome.
No,
Okay. That's why I have you.
Sarah.
Sarah?
Sarah?
So, you're welcome.
Yuzusa?
Use this.
Nanaho?
Nanaho or Nana? Thanks.
Masanari?
Masanari, the exchange student. All right. So, now we're going to do, okay, we want to all show them up and do a picture? Okay. All right, thank you. So, okay, now I have a few more for adults. Takumi? Have him sit down. Move that way, please. Exit stage left. Then we have a certificate of appreciation for Takumi. Yeah? So I suppose I should shake your hand. Oh, they want to get a picture of the handshake. Sure. Oh, yeah. And what else do we have? Kana?
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, and it's Yuko.
Yeah, and we'll get with, I'll add 10. Ready? I'll do it like this. 1, 2. Nice.
You're good. Okay. Are we still needing a break? Okay, so we can get back. We thank you for coming. I've seen their itinerary. They have a lot of things they're doing. Oh. Yes, I'm not sure the time, but yes. City Day.
Thank you very much. All right.
Okay.
Thank you for having us. Thank you. Okay, so be back in session.
I'll be back to talk about this.
All right.
It's so big now.
Yes, it does. And if anyone's interested, there's a page on the Sister City program on our website, and I think I included probably most of it in my marriage report for this meeting. All right. Next we have City Manager's report. I believe the City Manager has been listening in, but he's approximately, I heard rumors, about 1,400 miles away. Still, he's in, well, he was Alberta. I don't know if he's in British Columbia. Are you there, sir? So,
Yes, sir. Good evening, and we're in Fort St. John, so making our way there, and hope to be there by the end of the week.
On this?
sorry, Mr. Manager.
Can you tell me the line?
Sorry, Mr. Manager. We're trying to find the controls there.
Alright. I'll do it again.
Can you try again, sir? I think we can hear you now, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Just thank you for the acknowledgement. You can hear me or can't?
It's breaking in and out a little bit.
Sound fine.
You sound fine.
Can you hear me?
It's kind of cutting in and out. So, but welcome. Hopefully you being able to watch and listen in. Okay. And so we'll go on to.
He's on. He's
Okay. So we'll go on to the mayor's report. My mayor's report was in the packet. Well, I wanted to also comment, today I went to a funeral service for Melvin Sage L. He's a past president and vice president of the Matsuma MLK Foundation. And then one of the other things that's happened is I might have been pestering Josh a little bit about if he could help any with a candidate forum. You have something to tell us about a candidate forum?
Yeah, so the Palmer Rotary Club is hosting a candidate forum, so everyone can meet the new candidates going for City Council. And that's going to be at the Palmer Train Depot on September 26th at 6 o'clock. So we'd love to have you there. Should be a great event. And again, that's the 26th of September at 6 o'clock at the Palmer Train Depot. Thank you.
All right, very good. Any questions for me for my report? Okay. City Clerk, are you surviving setup for election?
just begun. The fun has just begun. Benji and I mailed out 33 absentee by mail ballots last week. And as a reminder, early voting begins on Monday at City Hall from 8 to 5.
So what's happening here in this room from 8 to 5 for the next couple of weeks?
11 days.
This coming Monday?
Monday, yeah. Starting next Monday, so about 2 weeks before,
Yeah.
basically 2 weeks before the election. All right, Mr. Mayor. Yes, do my best.
I just so happened to have gone to our page today and looked up, trying to find the listing of the official candidates, because I had noticed that Matthew Borough had some candidates that were dropping off of the ballot, and I was looking to see if there was a link on ours, so that if people wanted to know who the official candidates were. And when I went to the link on my phone, nothing popped up right away. I had to actually search, there wasn't like a quick tab underneath the little page that you have for upcoming elections to show who the active candidates list was. Or what.
Because it's your phone. I mean, it's up there on the website.
Well, I think it's on the front page on the top.
Yeah, again, it's one of those where it works on the computer, but it's not working on the digital device, and most people look at it for the digital device. So if there's some technical switch that needs to happen so that it's visible for everybody, more information is better.
Cool. All right. Councilman Alcantara.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think I know the answer to this, but just to make sure that I'm right, beginning Monday the 16th, folks can come and vote Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. There's no weekend voting, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any more questions? I believe City Attorney was listening in, but doesn't look like she's on now.
No.
So we'll go ahead and.
No, I'm here.
Okay. So,
My name is up there.
well, I didn't see your name up on the screen, but.
I'm sorry, I can see the video, it's right behind you. It's so funny. I have very little to share anyway, I will be brief. Other than that was the most adorable, encouraging Palmer thing, watching the sister city on the video. They did an excellent job. I have begun digging into the parking PMC code and looking at that, and I will continue to keep you posted. I hope to have something to you sometime in October. Other than that, I am available for questions.
So any questions from the council for the attorney? Okay. Yes, Councilman Busty.
This has nothing to do with anything that you've reported on right now, but I have a question for you. I'm looking to ask for council support to potentially do an audit of homeless encampments around town. If we could have a map generated for something like that, do you feel that there would be any infringement of to make this a public map, where we can see where there's like homeless encampments in particular properties, where we're able to kind of inform the public and also try to alleviate these problems? Do you see any problem with making something like that public, or should it only be an internal thing?
What an interesting question. So there usually is no expectation of privacy in public. Like, that's why people can record, they can certainly eavesdrop in conversations, so that should, in theory, apply to individuals who are camping on public property. I want to circle back to see if, I can't recall when it was Supreme Court when they dropped the ability, allowed cities to begin banning of camping on public property. I don't believe there is a specific limitation in terms of mapping, but I will certainly look into that once, if and when that is approved by council.
Second part to that, what about if it's in undeveloped private property as well?
That may get stickier, and that may involve, I mean, this is just off the top of my head, I would like to get more detailed, but I'll certainly research this better, but when we're involving private property, that would need to be something that we may need to work with the owners and regarding permission for. In terms of publicly announcing something regarding that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Next, we have audience participation. Council meeting rules protect your right to testify and be heard even if others in the room disagree with you. Council meeting rules also ensure that those attending can express their views if they do not interfere with the rights of others to see and hear the proceedings. At all times, order and decorum will be maintained in keeping with the civility and dignity of the legislative process. Please be respectful during audience participation. No disruptions to city business or threats of any kind will be allowed. Individuals who cannot follow these guidelines will be removed. Any threats against others could result in criminal prosecution. Please sign in, state your name, and 3 minutes per person. We will open audience participation. We have Jackie Goforth on the list. And I guess we'll just call after that for whoever. I'll open it up after we get through the list. It's really long.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Is this on?
Yeah.
I don't have Travis.
Pull it close.
I don't have Travis to help me. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council. My name is Jackie Goforth. I want you to know that there has been an APOC hearing that was held, and the findings have come down. And the nonprofit Friends of the Palmer Public Library have been found to have violated 3 rules, and well, let's just. This is my statement that's going to be in the newspaper, I assume. When you run a 501c3 and it's illegal to do a campaign, and then you register to do a campaign with a fake name, it raises questions with the public. When you state the day after you registered that you're not going to do a campaign, when you clearly are and there's evidence of it, it also raises questions with the public. when you testify at an APOC hearing that all the money raised has gone to the city of Palmer, but a FOIA request for the amount and the method of any donation has been sent to Palmer, and the answer came back, no record found, it also raises questions with the public. And when a member of the nonprofit Friends community testifies that they are all asking each other before the roof fell in how to get a nicer, bigger facility like Wasilla, it raises even more questions with the public. And so when the excuses offered are confusion, didn't know, naivety, and you're just given a fine for violating the APOC laws on disclosure, but nobody answers anything about where the funding went, or the fact you had a 501c3 running a campaign, well, I think the IRS needs to find out then. This needs to be investigated if the city isn't going to investigate it. There was funding raised through your website under a fictitious name, Friends of the Palmer Library, which did not exist. Friends of the Palmer Public Library was running a 501c3 campaign, which is illegal, and the money is where? And when you ask where the money went, you get no record found. Donors aren't listed, nothing's listed. And nobody is going to investigate this? And if you're really related closely to a librarian, you might want to recuse yourself from any discussion about that, especially if they're like a sister-in-law. Because, you know, everybody's related to a librarian and everybody knows a librarian. But this isn't about librarians. This is about the law and rules, and I didn't write them. I didn't want to find this out. All I was doing was trying to find a nonprofit so that I could have a seat at the table. I wanted to be able to put conservative books into the library instead of just woke, idealistic ones. Do you know the Anne Frank one that I sent you? You got it, right? You got the Anne Frank diary, graphic adaptation? That's supposed to be a non-fiction, iconic book from World War II, and look what has been done to it. It's not a librarian's fault that happened, but they can decide where to shelve these things. A lot of these books should be in the adult section, and I don't see why that's so hard to do. That's all I've ever asked. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for audience participation?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. I wanted to bring you up to date on, my name's Fearless. I wanted to bring you up to date on the LCAC's findings. I'm sure you're aware of what happened at the school board. The judge said put all those, put the books back, and there were 7 though that unanimously that committee had deemed indecent, and those are remaining out. And not in any of the libraries, none of the libraries. The new LCAC at the borough have had 2 meetings now. One was about a month ago, one was last night. Monday night. Yeah. And what they found with the first one was identical. They found unanimously indecent. It's indecent. It covers the laws of what is indecent to minors in the state. And that's what they said. And there's a lot of other questions, what do you think you should do with it? Well, 6 out of the 8 said, get it out of the libraries. And 2 said, put it in the high schools only. By the way, Superintendent Trainee put those books back where they were in middle schools. One of those identicals, I believe it was identical, that at Red Hood went to a 12th through K. Hello. This is just unacceptable. So my gripe here is, when these committees decide this, there is someone above them. The committee over at the school board is Trainee. The committee over at the borough is Jillian. So she can negate everything that the advisory committee says. So if you make a committee, and I hope you do, don't make it advisory. They're part of the community. Community standards is a big thing pertaining to these books. Community standards is huge. It's in the law and everything. What is your community? Our community is conservative, mostly, like 75%. So a 75% committee would be good, and if they decide it's bad, get it out, take it out. Let them do it. Don't let one person come in and say, well, I think I'm just going to put them all back. That's ridiculous. These poor people have to go through the time and the suffering of reading this crap And that's a nice word for it. One lady gave 7 adjectives for it in the LCAC. One of them was evil, I don't remember the other ones, but she just went on and on and on how filthy it is. They are filthy, they're horrible. It's not just, sex education at all. All kinds of weird sexual things, I mean weird. For 14-year-olds, please. So if you make a committee, give them some teeth. Give the committee some teeth and don't let one person above them say, no, I'm just going to put it back. So the 14-year-olds can get their hands on it and get their old minds twisted. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for audience participation? We have 3 minutes. Please start with your name.
I didn't sign up. I just.
We'll have it up here. We'll just.
Okay. My name is Jennifer Williams. I do live here in Palmer proper. And I just kind of had a knee-jerk reaction to your thought on publishing the locations of, and I don't know, it's just a thought that occurred to me is that I do know that studies have shown that the homeless community are targeted a lot. And people seem to think they're legitimate targets, and it doesn't matter because they're just homeless people and they don't care. A lot of homeless people don't just have PTSD, they have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, because they've had trauma after trauma after trauma. So I would just ask you to please be real careful and think about that, about whether or not we want the general public to know where they're hiding, just because there are people who would take them as easy prey just to target them for something cruel. Just a thought.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for audience participation?
Sorry, I'm slow. I apologize, I didn't find your list.
That's okay, we'll write your name down. Just please start with your name, you have 3 minutes.
My name is Tom Robertson. You want my address, 12550 Marsh Road in Palmer. Anyways, I've been working with the borough for 3 months to get what I call an emergency fill station for the fire department down in mile 37 on the Glen Highway, which is currently under construction. The city of Palmer has a water main that comes up, that goes underneath the highway and goes to the hospital. At that point where it crosses, there's a hydrant coming back out of the way, and I was asking the borough to build what I call an emergency fill station for 2 fire trucks can pull safely off the highway, turn around, fill up, and then come back out. It's not a wise idea to sit on the shoulder of the highway should they ever use that as to be filling trucks. When I was with the Kiski Fire Department, we did have a guy get hit alongside the road. Thank God it didn't kill him, but we lost, he went in medical retirement, we lost a firefighter, and most of them like me were EMT2s or EMT3s, so we lost 2 positions in one thing. So it's not safe for fire trucks to be sitting on the shoulder of the highway to refill. And as the roads improve, the speed of it's going to improve and get higher. It's going to become more dangerous. Right now, the fire trucks don't even use it at all. But since it's under construction, now's a golden time to make a pad. I said 150 feet wide by 150 feet deep is what I suggested. The borough says, well, it's not my jurisdiction. They throw their hands in the air. They want anything to do with it. The state is the same thing. They're waiting on, I asked them to send you a letter of support. So far, the borough hasn't done anything, and the construction is moving on without them. And all they got to do is, doesn't even have to be paved, just a gravel place where trucks can safely get off the highway. When I say highway, I mean all the way off the shoulder. When I was with Chugat Fire Department, we couldn't park the ambulance alongside the shoulder because it was always getting hit. So we had to have a tanker, say this is the ambulance, we had to have a tanker truck behind the ambulance as a shield to protect the ambulance from getting hit. I mean, you wouldn't think with all the lights flashing and the bright colors, you'd think people could see that thing. But now they just smack right into the tanker truck rather than hit the ambulance and killing somebody in there. So again, I don't want to see a fireman get killed. I can't scream this loud enough at the borough or something when I go, it's too dangerous to be sitting on the shoulder, not on the driving lane, on the shoulder while you're filling up or doing anything. I do not want to see a fireman hurt or killed. I guess I'm done. I guess I'm dead. Okay, well, anyways, you got the point. Thank you.
Is there anyone else for audience participation?
Hi, my name is Tanya Shanks, and I just want to say I've lived in Palmer my entire life. This is actually my first meeting that I've ever been to, so I am glad to be here. I am wanting to make sure that I'm here a little bit more often. I just wanted to say that I agree with you with the library advisory for those books. My husband and I have been reading all of those books on that list because we do have children in schools that go to Palmer Middle School right now, and we want to know what is available to them and what they have access to. We also want to know, we're not just going to blindly be like, yeah, I heard that book is good. We want to know every single thing that they are reading. That way we know that they're getting the proper education. I don't believe in, quote unquote, banning books, and I don't think that the schools, it's not considered a book ban if they are still in the public library. This isn't a book burning thing. And so the library advisory members, they did spend a lot of time. I do have friends that are on that, and they have spent a lot of time reading all of those books, and it did take a lot out of their life for it to kind of seem like maybe their thoughts or their votes were kind of just passed off and thrown aside. So I think that if they are going to be doing this, if you're going to be asking the community to help out, to actually take what they have to say and help them and support their decisions that they make. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for audience participation? Wanting to approach the microphone.
Thank you. Mike Milewski, I live in Palmer, Alaska, 325 East Farwood Avenue. Mr. Best, did I miss something at the top of this page? It says Palmer candidate list. Did you find that?
Didn't work when I looked at it this morning.
Okay, I've been using it because I've been contacting people. All I want to say is it's been there, and it's been there for a long time, because as last week or so I've been using it. And I want to also appreciate that whoever was responsible for putting it at the top of the list made it easy, because I clicked there and you've got not only a list of the candidates, but all their contact information, which leads me into the second point, that we reached out to all those candidates and invited them to be interviewed. We aim to, so far we have some candidates who responded, we've interviewed them, and I've reached out again to the others. Whoever does respond, those 15 to 25-minute interviews will be packaged and broadcast at 5 o'clock this Sunday, because on Monday we start early voting. And it will also be up on that collection will be up on our website, so that voters can certainly listen in at any time and make sure that happens. Also, thanks to the good work of Judge Tudor supporting the effort to put a forum together on the 26th, we agreed to be there as well. So we'll stream both video and audio of that forum, and the video of the forum will also be up on the website. So I find it, I know in the past, very helpful to have a comparison of people, and also have the opportunity, perhaps because I've been distracted, if I've been at a forum watching, to look back again. So we're happy to be helpful in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak in audience participation? Okay, we will close this audience participation. We have a public hearing, resolution number 24-036, a resolution of the Palmer City Council accepting and appropriating the 2024 State of Alaska High Visibility Enforcement DUI Events Grant 405D SUPA M5HV, I love these titles, 24-00SPA3, in the amount of $10,560 to be used for DUI enforcement actions by the Palmer Police Department. All right, we will open that. It's available for public comment. Anyone wishing to speak to this specific resolution can come forward. Seeing no one come forward, we'll close the public hearing. What's the wishes of the council? Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Councilman Alcantara.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just noticed that some of these things, and I'm sure it's got something to do with the grant process and federal government slow rolling things to get out to us, but it just seems a little off that on September 10th of 2024, we're approving something for the FY 2024 fiscal year, which ends in 20 days. So, I mean, I'm glad that they did this, and I'm glad that they're getting granted $12,320, but I don't know if, and I know the good Chief Sheldon is not here, but I don't know if there's a way to ever expedite this, or if they're just at the mercy of the grantor as far as how long it took to get this before us. So with that, I'm still in support of it.
I suspect it might be state, so that would be a different year, the July to June, but we don't have much staff here tonight, so. All right, is there no more questions? All right, Madam Clerk, if you could call the roll, please.
Councilmember Tudor?
Yes.
Councilmember Best?
Yes.
Councilmember Alcantara?
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Carrington?
Yes.
Unanimous?
Next is action memorandum number 24-053. Oh wait, actually, I believe I had somebody asking if we could combine two of these. So I guess I still need to read them. So action memorandum number 24-053, directing the city manager to notify the state of Alaska of the city council's statement of non-objection of the renewal of the Matanuska Brewing Company's winery manufacturing license 5867. And action memorandum 24-054, directing the city manager to notify the state of Alaska of the city council statement of non-objection of the renewal of the Moosehead Saloons beverage dispenser license number 3058. So looking for a motion maybe to combine those two?
So move. Second.
Okay. Is there any questions we want to ask staff?
Did we receive any Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Did we receive, the question would be to the clerk, did we receive any communication or letters after the posting of objection? Thank you.
We did not.
Did not, okay. Any other questions? All right, Madam Clerk, if you could call the roll, please.
Councilmember Tudor?
Yes.
Councilmember Alcantara?
Yes.
Councilmember Best?
Yes.
Councilmember Cooper?
Yes.
Mayor Carrington?
Yes. All right. Next, there's no unfinished business, no new business. Record of items placed on the table. Okay. None? Okay. Next, we have audience participation number 2. We will open audience participation. Anyone wishing to speak, please start with your name. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mayor, and city council members. I'm Jackie Goforth again. The book Anne Frank's, what I sent you was the sexualized portion. But I want you to know what else is in here. As you know, the agenda is to ruin the nuclear families. Okay. As you know, the agenda is to ruin nuclear families too, right? Well, this is February 8th, 1944, supposedly. He doesn't always tell Mother everything because he knows she's far too emotional, far too critical, and often far too biased. Father's not in love. He kisses her the way he kisses us. He never holds her up as an example because he can't. He looks at her teasingly or mockingly, but never lovingly. So should I actually feel more sympathy for Mother?
Should I help her? And father, I can't. I'm always imagining another mother. I just can't. How could I? She hasn't told me anything about herself, and I've never asked her to. What we do know of each other's thoughts, I can't talk to her. I can't look lovingly into those cold eyes. I can't. Not ever. If she even had one quality an understanding mother is supposed to have, gentleness or friendliness or patience or something, I'd keep trying to get closer to her. But as for loving this insensitive person, this mocking creature, it's becoming more and more impossible every day. Yours truly, Anne Frank. This is not in the original. None of this is in the original. And this is just one book. Now, how this happens, the copyright law is death plus 70. So in other words, once an author dies who has created something, 70 years after their death, it becomes the public domain. Okay? And I think I told you about this. Now, Mickey Mouse became public domain in January of 2024. And Disney fought that. I can see why, because there's a movie out. I told you what happened. There's a movie out. It's called Mickey Mouse's Trap. Okay? You can find the preview on YouTube. And it's about Mickey Mouse is sort of like the character in It from Stephen King's. Okay, he's not a good character. He's a big killer type with young teens, and the usual. This is what happens. That's why you get, as I showed you, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. You could write a book about Dracula and make him gay, or make him having a sexual relationship with a whale. You can do whatever you want, and they do. Whatever they think will make money. It's up to the librarian to be a gatekeeper for the children. If it's in the adult section, that's one thing. The adult section is full of stuff. I'm an adult writer. I'm telling you, the adult section is full of all kinds of things. But the section for young adults never should have been. And it shouldn't be now. And so please, the Palmer policy that you have now has 2 documents in it that are written by the American Library Association. They are called the Library's Freedom to Read Act and the Library's Bill of Rights. Neither of those documents is an official document. They're not legal. They were written and put out as though they are, and pushed as though they are, but they're not. So please take a look at the policy too. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for audience participation? A second chance at audience participation. Okay. We will close audience participation. The last thing is council member comments. I get to read all sorts of things. The views and opinions expressed during the council member comments are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the view and opinion of the city's or its officials. Councilman Alcantara, you want to start off? Council comments? Sure.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you all that came out and testified tonight. Appreciate that. I want to thank the Seroma City delegation. Very fascinating, and I have a daughter that's in the Japanese IB program. She actually commutes sometimes twice a day from Wasilla to I think get the best education possible here in the Matsu School District. So she has a fantastic Japanese instructor in Sensei Swick and a fantastic baking instructor in Sienna Best. So I think she gets kind of the ultimate education by being able to drive back and forth between Career Tech and Palmer High School. So yeah, I think it was a good meeting. It was nice to see folks that are super excited about being here in Alaska in a fairly wet September, but and also to hear the stories of our young middle schoolers and high schoolers that went over there. So with that, I hope Councilmember Moline is feeling better, and look forward to seeing you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Councilman Tudor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I just wanted to echo what Councilman Alcantara said. I mean, the Seroma program is amazing. Well, it's a life-changing experience for all those students. That's it's just amazing. It's been going on for that long, and that definitely something we need to cherish and keep support of. And I just want to remind everybody, just one last reminder, that on September 26th, we will have the Meet the Canvas Forum at the Palmer Train Depot, and that should be an amazing event, and thank you to everyone that's going to be attending. And once again, that's September 26th at 6 o'clock at the Palmer Train Depot. Thank you.
Councilman Cooper.
Thank you, Mayor. 45, it's So 20 years ago, I happened to be fortunate enough to be the mayor to host the 25th reunion of the anniversary at our depot, and how things have progressed and changed, and kids are getting taller and smarter, and absolutely amazing to me. I was also honored to represent the city at the PJMS Monday when they introduced the Seroma delegation and our kids, and I did cause a little bit of havoc, I guess, by the principal was trying to keep everybody quiet, and I got them yelling a little bit, so that was pretty fun. And on another note, I just maybe a rhetorical question. When we forward things onto planning and zoning for their action, I would hope and I expected that we would get something back from them. They just don't table it. They send it back to us, either approved or disapproved. And I guess that's just a general comment that I make, because I think we've sent something back down there recently. We've not got it back. And I was told that it's been shelved. So anyway, thank you.
Now, I hope there'll be at least a report or something.
Yes.
Councilman Best.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I walk a lot around the town, and I have kind of seen quite a few, especially with the leaves starting to kind of drop out a little bit, quite a few different locations where there is homeless encampments in and around our community. And I would like to ask for council support to ask for staff, the manager, to work with the police department or I think it would be multiple departments. I mean, just kind of give them a map where they can locate for the city employees to know where they're at, so that the police is also aware of homeless encampments. There's a safety issue that many municipalities are having to deal with. I want to make sure that we get on the front side of understanding what impacts are out there. These are individuals that might need to be checked on during wintertime. If they're going to exist out there, we also need to know what kind of security issues might be out there, or if they're, we had a couple of years ago, a homeless person that was living inside a portion of City Hall that had found an open door. So this is a safety audit, really, that I'm asking for, to recognize and to locate these, and also work with the attorney on how we might share that knowledge with the public if we deem that it's something that we all want to be mindful of and aware of for safety concerns. But I also hear what was expressed out there, that we also don't want to make them a target. So I'd like to ask for council support, to ask for the manager to work with the administration on generating that and how it gets disseminated out later on. We'll cross that bridge later.
Second. Okay. We'll forward that on to the manager then. So, well, and I'd like to...
And one more. Also, what we heard tonight, I think that because of our fire service area, and if we can have a conversation on that exact location for the pullout for that water fill station for the fire trucks, I'd like to ask for staff to probably be through the manager, investigate, find out exactly where it's at. And if this is something that we need to then get a resolution, perform that a little bit later, but at least start the conversation with the Fire Service Board, and potentially Representative Johnson and Senator Hughes for any support that we might need on something like that. We definitely want to be safe, so I'd like to ask for council support to send that on to the manager.
All right.
What's that?
Lisa. Oh, yes, Councilwoman Cantrell.
Oh, great.
So, direct the staff and, look for some research and recommendations. Yeah.
Recommend that.
All right. And I want to thank Josh and the Rotary for stepping up and having a candidates forum with small towns. We don't often have a lot of venues for candidates, so I'm very glad we're going to have that coming up on the 26th. And then we are adjourned.
Bye, Sarah.
Bye.